Welcome to Wednesday, the 13th day of April, 2022. Your Day Weather Podcast brought to you by Cowboy State Daily, Wyoming's news authority. Visit them at cowboystatedaily.com and also on their Facebook page. Well, folks, a lot of April cold and occasional mountain snow. Boy, I tell you, folks, it is going to be really, really cold. I think the expression on Gus, the weather dog here, really sums it up like, really, it's April. Are we really having to deal with all of this? Unfortunately, we've got some really cold April temperatures here for another couple of days, especially for Montana, the Dakotas, Wyoming, western Nebraska, parts of northern Colorado, really most of the Intermountain West and the western high plains, some very cold temperatures. There's going to be a Pacific pipeline of moisture here over the next few days that will bring occasional snow to the mountains. Occasional snow showers on the plains. It's a really good pattern for the mountains to get more snow in the Intermountain West. Really good snowfall in the high country in most of the region over the last 24 hours, and more is coming. Modest temperature increase over the weekend, but modest. Only maybe in a few spots getting close to normal, but many of the northern plains and northern Rockies will stay very cold through Easter weekend. There's also another Pacific wave coming through Saturday and the Sunday. That'll produce some showers of rain and snow and some cooler weather as we get into the middle of the weekend. We do see another quick moving system by the middle of next week, a stronger storm system we're keeping an eye on for possibly the weekend of April 23rd. Satellite photo this morning shows the strong thunderstorms and the severe weather out here in the plain states around the big low that's now moving across northwest areas of North Dakota, headed this way. The counterclockwise spin, very impressive, just like the storm last week that caused the windstorm, pumping in some cold air. Notice this little patch of cloudiness right here where it looks like there's some texture. See this? This is that pipeline of Pacific moisture I was talking about at the opening of this podcast. If we were to look at the infrared satellite imagery, you can see that these are colder cloud tops. These are the clouds that are producing heavier bands of snow and rain shower activity in the Pacific Northwest and Northern Rockies. These little clusters of moisture and energy will continue to feed in from the Pacific Northwest into the Northern and Central Rockies today, tomorrow, and even into Friday. And what this will do in the high country of the West, this will bring occasional snow showers, and at times you can get some pretty heavy snow showers or snow squalls in the mountains in this pattern. And over the next 3 days, that's going to add to snow tunnels in the high country, and occasionally snow showers will come off the mountains and on into the plains as well. In some areas, we'll see that today. And this elongated area of low pressure coming around the main low in North Dakota, responsible for that Pacific pipeline, just like this coming on through. As we move this storm, by Friday morning, it goes all the way up into south central areas of Canada, north of Lake Superior, and there's that more westerly flow from the Pacific. But embedded in that Pacific flow is moisture and a little bit of an upper level low right here. This little guy right here is what's going to come in during the day Saturday into Saturday night. But this westerly flow should moderate temperatures some by Friday and Saturday. But the deep snow cover that's up here after the storm is going to really keep those temperatures down. We've got many areas of Montana, well over a foot of snow. Just west of Red Lodge, we got a report of 27 inches of snow. We've got snow totals still coming in the North Dakota that are in that 1 to 2 foot range with a lot of wind and a lot of cold up there. This is the little wave. It doesn't look like much, but this is by Sunday morning. There's a little area of low pressure coming through. So what it will do is produce mountain snow again and some rain and snow showers on the plains. A couple of isolated thunderstorms late Saturday and the Sunday. This is what the precipitation forecast through Saturday looks like. The storm still up in south central Canada and North Dakota, but this moisture that you see right here is basically that Pacific pipeline. More good and badly needed precipitation for the central and northern Sierras of California, northern California. Nice rain and snow for Oregon that really, really needs it. And then moving into the Idaho mountains, Wyoming's western mountains, the central and southern mountains of Colorado and southern Wyoming. So these all areas will see some good snow in the high country, which we really need. But then again, here we go again with the very dry conditions continuing east of the divide. Although I do think Saturday night into Sunday, there may be a little bit of rain shower activity in this area here. Snowfall, you can see the very heavy snows falling across portions of North Dakota and into portions of Saskatchewan and Manitoba, and some good snows in the mountains of Oregon and California and into Idaho. The valleys of eastern Idaho, western Wyoming, going to be looking at basically just off and on snow right on through the weekend, and it's going to add up. We all know how cold it is right now. These are the forecasted temperature anomalies for Thursday. Notice there's a gradient between temperatures warming up in Colorado along and south of I-70. You get north of I-70, especially north of I-90, look how cold it is. And that cold also spilling back into the western slopes of Colorado, back into the Great Basins. And that's going to just really keep it cold. This is for Saturday. Saturday, the cold lingers in the northern areas, and also a tongue of cold getting down into the plain states, just a little bit of a wedge. We see these oranger colors coming on in. So it's really not going to be a terribly warm Easter weekend. If you want a warmer Easter weekend, it's going to be down here where temperatures are going to start to rebound. These northern areas, and a lot of this is just due to snow cover, will stay very, very chilly. Now, if you want a day or a period where it looks warmer, it's going to be Monday and the Tuesday. We'll put a happy face because this is when it's going to feel like spring again. Monday and the Tuesday will bring a nice warm up as the low pressure shifts, warmer air from the desert states and the Pacific Southwest coast comes on in. So it's going to be looking like a better pattern there. However, this trough is going to come through quickly as a cold front, and that'll come in late Wednesday, but the warmth does come on in. So there's going to be a brief respite early next week of a warm up, except here over the snow-covered areas, as you can see. But it's not going to last. There's going to be a cold front coming through Tuesday night into Wednesday, so that'll cool us off during the second half of the week. This will produce mountain snow, showers on the plains. Then a larger storm system is still queued up to come in off the west coast by next weekend, the 23rd and 24th. Big question marks this far out, obviously, in what's going on. But if it can take a track that's more to the south, that would certainly bring badly needed precipitation to areas that missed this most recent storm. But it's too early to tell. But that's when we want to watch out for a larger, slower moving storm system. It's going to be the weekend after this one. Have yourself a great Wednesday. We'll talk to you tomorrow.